Hi everyone, I just wanted to walk you through my process of making a mini clothespin dragon. I just thought it was the perfect thing to attach a mini dragon to. So I got this idea of making crystal dragons, mini crystal dragons. The first one I decided to do is an amethyst dragon. I just love those purple crystals. So I just started off looking at some pictures on the internet, different crystal pictures to get an idea. So I started off with just a basic sketch, thinking of a crystal kind of attaching to the jaw moving, a crystal that almost looks like a horn, and one that will just go back and be the back part of the dragon's head. Okay, there's a lot of different ways I could choose for coloring this, but I decided to draw it on watercolor paper, and I just really like using watercolors. This is a cute little watercolor set that I bought. It has limited colors, but I think enough to work with. This is one of those mini sets that it's like you can take it out with you, stick it in your bag, and paint wherever you go. It has this like handy little finger loop on the back so you can hold it while you're out painting. So this is what I'm going to use to start painting the crystals of the dragon. I want this to be purple crystals, amethyst colors. There is actually no purple mixed up in this set, so I started just mixing some blues and reds together and did some test squares up in the corner of my paper to see what colors I might use. And I really started off with the color too dark. I wanted the face of the dragon to look like this kind of lighter, almost white color that you see at the bottom of amethyst crystals, and I want the darker colors to be in the ends of the crystals themselves. But with watercolor, it's easy to just add in a little more water and spread the pigment around so you can lighten the color pretty easily. That's one of the reasons I like working with watercolor, because it's still so flexible while it's wet. You can add more color in or even pull pigment back out of the page. So I'm just starting with all of the lightest surfaces on the crystals. If you look at a picture of a crystal, you'll see some surfaces are really dark, almost black, and then there's usually several of these faces of the crystal that are reflecting light, and so they look almost white shining back at you. So now I'm just I'm using kind of a base purple tone on the whole thing to get these different values. And then later I'll go back in with the actual red and blue that I used to mix up this purple to let it kind of mix in on its own and get more vibrant kind of, the watercolor look, like two colors mixing together and more interest than just straight purple. So this took a little while to get all the sides right, but I have to say this process was really enjoyable. I had a lot of fun just sitting and slowly inventing what I thought a crystal would look like. Okay, you don't have to listen to me the whole time. Let's just watch the process unfold. I really like the way she's turning out. I decided to give her a green eye because green contrasts really nice with purple, so I thought it would really stand out. And I decided to go back in with a white Posca marker just to add a little bit of extra bling and shine to really make it look like the crystal is kind of glowing and shining. The Posca, you have to be careful. On top of the watercolor, it almost picks up the watercolor pigment, so I kind of clean it off every once in a while and then go over the lines several times to really make it shine. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. So now let's see if we can turn this into a working dragon. So I just cut it out, and I decided to make this one side crystal and one side completely black, at least for now. Later I'll show you the idea I have in my head. So I have the two sides traced and cut out, and I'm taping it onto a clothespin to see if I get the fit right first before I glue it. It's a little tricky to get it on here just right, and I think I want that bottom jaw to be the one on top overlapping, but I think that looks pretty good. So now that I have it more or less how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and get out my hot glue and start by actually gluing on the black side. And once I get this glued on and working, I'll use this. Oh, on the bottom here, I decided to add one extra little piece of paper to raise it up a teeny tiny bit, because hopefully I want that bottom jaw to be the one that's a little raised up so it will actually open in front of the top jaw. So on both sides, I'm going to add that little extra strip of paper to raise up the bottom jaw just very, very slightly. It's less than, it's probably 1/4 millimeter. It's a tiny amount. So this was a little tricky to do. I had to take a couple attempts and try it again, but in the end I got it together, and I think it's looking pretty cute. The problem is my fingers are almost too thick to work it. It's like pushing out the sides of the dragon when I try and use it. But here's the finished result. I'm pretty happy with it, and I like that it looks like a crystal until you pick it up. So let me know if you try out a clothespin dragon.